Warning, this podcast contains Metallica. I mean, spoilers. What's up, everyone, and welcome to the ASOTV podcast for Gotham Season 1, Episode 8, The Mask. I'm your host, Metallica.
Hi, Metallica.
Hi. And with me is Captain America.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong universe. Hi.
Oh. Oops.
Don't you know that Captain America's from New York? Duh.
I'm sorry.
Donatello, the moshing turtle. And,
I have a spider.
And Spidertron.
Spidertron.
Is a Lego.
AKA Clio, Omikins, and John.
Hello.
Yo.
I'm not a spider.
And I'm Dom, not Metallica.
I lied to you. Internet. I'm sorry.
Just came back from a Metallica concert a couple days ago. My voice is still shot, so excuse me. Clio is upset with the fact that I keep bringing Metallica up, so I made sure. That's why we had Metallica in the spoilers.
And I'm nursing a broken leg because Dom threw me into the mosh pit.
Yeah, so.
I may have done just that.
No, I'm kidding.
She does not have a broken leg, but she did go in the Metallica mosh pit.
Yeah.
So.
Mm.
Super impressive.
And you're not dead, so.
I am not
well
dead.
played.
I'm good.
Yes. So, getting back to Gotham, what did you guys think of this episode?
It's good.
You jinxed it because it was not as good as the last episode. You son of a bitch.
I
Discuss that.
As soon as it ended, I was actually at Nikki's house when we watched it, and I'd said, every week it's gotten better and better and better, and I go, this week was just kind of eh. And she goes, I thought it was good. I go, yeah, it was good, but it wasn't as good as it was. It didn't surpass the level that it's been rising to.
Right.
So I feel like if this was in like episode 6 or 5 or something like that, that it probably still would have been on that nice ramp up.
Yeah.
But I mean, as good of an episode as we had last week, I don't think there's nothing you could do at this point that is going to follow that up immediately. You have to kind of give us that roller coaster. We got to go up and come down and then level out a little bit just to come back up again. So, it just can't all be rainbows and unicorns, can it?
I
It
wish
can.
could.
It can?
You are, in fact, a unicorn.
I left my unicorn upstairs. Sorry.
Alfred's a unicorn.
Alfred is a unicorn.
Spoilers.
Alfred's
It's a badass unicorn.
He's like, just remember, I let him almost kill you.
So what'd you guys think of Mr. Sionis?
Yeah.
Black Mask.
Black Mask. Are we on this Black Mask thing again, John?
I wasn't impressed.
No.
No?
I wasn't impressed. It could have been so much worse.
Are
And
you kidding?
Better at the same time.
It's corporate Fight Club. It's like,
That's cool. I'm talking about the character himself.
yeah, I guess I see that. I think I found the concept of corporate Fight Club so much more interesting than the villain himself.
Yeah.
Right.
That's exactly where I was going with that.
I mean, he went under the name Richard here in the comics. He goes under, what is it, Roman?
Oh, is his name actually Black Mask?
Yes. No, this is actually Black
but
Mask.
it's a real thing.
Sorry, John. I thought you were talking about D&D Black Mask.
No, Alex stole that from Black Mask.
Yeah.
Okay, I should have actually seen that because Alex steals most things from things.
It's what you do as a DM.
I know.
There are no original ideas.
I know.
I mean, he could be Purple Mask.
Ooh,
Just
that's
like
very
all
threatening.
of his villains being burned.
Right, so.
But
I thought.
But they changed his first name. They went from Richard, and in this version, he's been typically known as Roman. So they've kind of altering things, but it may not. Who knows? This may not even be Black Mask. This may be like his apprentice or something.
Yeah.
His son.
Yep.
Or some sort of precursor to the actual Black Mask, because this is, I I guess we're assuming 10 years in Batman's future. I mean, Batman's past.
Yeah, more or
Before
less.
Batman is a thing.
10 at the minimum.
Yeah.
So, they kind of introduced what I believe to be, from the comics, the Crime Doctor. They were very careful not to have mentioned his name. We see Gordon throwing him into jail, later on.
Oh.
But in the comics, once again, this guy is known as Bradford Thorne. And he basically was an illegal clinic doctor, for injured gangsters. And
Yep.
he would fix them up, send them back out there, and then he later expanded to work with the supervillains and specialized in torture. So I believe that's who they're setting him up to be. If not, it's kind of a weird coincidence.
That makes sense.
Yeah. As for some of the reoccurring characters this episode that potentially really annoyed me was Nigma.
Okay, wait. The first scene you see him in, when he's doing the forensic stuff, and like at the very beginning with the thumb, it was actually quite humorous. There was a little comedic side to it, but then
Comedic salad.
it's
There's the comedic
pretty
salad.
good.
Yeah.
It's good with
but
ranch.
he was bad at the near end scenes. It was like, stop it, no, stop it, just leave it, no, stop.
Well, for me, he was looking at the body, he was doing like an autopsy, and he was talking to the mic, and I was like, yeah, okay, this is all normal. Normally, Enigma would do this. But then the actual, autopsy doctor comes in, and I'm like, wait, Enigma's not a doctor. He shouldn't be doing an autopsy. What's going on?
But I found
He actually made
out.
me believe that he was supposed to be doing that, and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, they're giving him more
And
depth.
he's just crime scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
exactly.
They're
He's
giving more
still
depth,
supposed
that's
to
for
be
sure.
cut
Yeah.
up the body.
The depth is growing. I mean, they're trying to make him a more prominent character now. Probably because they've heard us bitching.
Yep, because they're
That's
listening to
exactly
our
why.
show specifically.
It's
Yeah.
They're
still a
probably
reason.
watching our show.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They're watching it right now.
Chat.
They're on
Like-
here live
Who wouldn't?
right now. If you have anything to ask of the creators of Gotham, please ask us in our comments because they're watching.
They're totally watching. I mean, the creators come to us and ask us questions. That's how that
Oh,
works.
yeah.
Like,
Especially
hey,
Especially
what
me,
do you
because
think
I
of,
know fucking nothing.
That's why
about
we
this
have
shit.
an impressive 300 subscribers. Thank you.
Totally.
That's most of the internet, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, so this episode, we had Bullock, too, which he typically in the past has really gotten under my skin, and he's kind of put a role reversal now. Like, he actually stood up for Gordon this episode, in front of all his peers.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually, like, redeeming, extremely redeeming.
I mean,
It
the
was
same
nice. It's a nice
thing can
boy.
be said for the commissioner.
Yeah.
She's really just in the past has been like, whatever, we go along with whatever the gangsters tell us to do. But now she's like, I feel very bad for leaving Gordon on his own, and I should have done something, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
And Gordon's like, I'm not going to ever stop. This is how I'm going to be. Like, I'm not stopping until I take out the mayor, Falcone, and anybody else gets in the way. So.
Yep.
And he's definitely inspired at least her and Bullock, so
Mhm.
he's probably going to
That's two
inspire a
people.
couple more to follow in his stead.
I mean, there was another scene in the police station that really kind of irked me, and it was the fact that they had to draw attention to the fact that the city has gone all nutso now and has all these strange type characters and whatnot, and we haven't even seen any of the major supervillains come in yet, and they're already kind of being like, yeah, well, this town's just really weird now.
No, but I think that's the point. Gotham's always been a very crime-heavy city.
Right.
But now there's these out-of-the-box sort of villains, like some with supernatural abilities. Like the lady who controlled the guys thinking that they were goats. It's like, that's a little out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So it is true that
I don't know. I
the
always make
supernatural stuff is new to Gotham.
Mike
not-
always bats like a goat all the time because I tell him to. So I don't know if that's normal or not, but
Nikki, that's just his phone.
Yeah, I was going to say there's Mike's voice, and then there's ringtones, and those are two different things. I didn't think you'd know that, but I suppose not.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
Marriage is weird, guys. Marriage is weird.
marriage is weird.
So let's, before we get into my favorite character, let me ask you guys about the Fight Club itself. What did you guys think of that whole?
I like the concept of it. It was pretty funny.
Like
I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
You want this really competitive law job? Yeah, fight to the death for it.
Kill him. Do it.
I mean, we don't even know what their job entailed, right? Do we?
No.
For sure?
It was like literally just a law job or a finance job. Whatever the fuck.
Like yeah.
It doesn't matter. The point was it was just a dumb job that they were literally beating the shit out of each other to get.
Yeah.
And, like, I just love the concept of, like, you trying to kill a man with a stapler and styrofoam cups.
Yeah.
It was just...
And toner. Don't forget the toner.
And business
Smashing his
cards.
face into toner.
Shh. Die, you bastard. Don't get a paper cut, son of a bitch.
There are chairs and computers. Use those.
It's like, suck Vistaprint, asshole.
Windows 95, my ass. Lob one of those.
Yeah, like in the beginning of the episode, I was like, did they fight in this room and do they clean it up every morning? But then it was a totally different warehouse, and I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. I can just leave it messy. But
yeah.
At first I was like, were they fighting here literally like 5 hours ago?
Let's see, if I wonder if they go to the water cooler for a break, do they just bullshit for 5 minutes and be like, yeah, so, the weather Sunday.
They just come in the next morning and show up for work, and the office is just trashed, and they're like, oh, looks like a hurricane came in here. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Anyone see my thumb? No?
It must be the new guy, Jim.
I think I lost it in a guy's mouth.
How does that even happen?
I don't know.
Easy. They bite.
He bites your thumb off right before you murder him. I mean...
And then you just leave it in his mouth?
Like, I don't know, get it sewed on?
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Go to the crazy...
You take it out of the guy's mouth, you put it in a glass of milk, and you go to the dentist, right?
I'm pretty sure that's how calcium works.
Oh.
Maybe he thought it got spat out somewhere instead of staying in the... Because, you know, who knows? Maybe he was squeamish because he actually killed the person.
If he was squeamish, he would have fainted.
Maybe he did.
Oh, God, I killed a guy. There's blood on it.
Looks down. Where's my...
But, like, that was way more interesting than the villain himself, because, like, he just...
Yeah.
He just came on, like, way too... Yeah, I like swords. War is...
We're warriors!
War is cool. We're warriors as lawyers. It's like... What?
Did anyone get a Scandal vibe from that?
Mm.
Does anybody watch Scandal?
No.
I've seen a few episodes.
Well, they call themselves the warriors in suits.
Mm-hmm.
There is no actual swords around, and they don't actually fight people, but...
The sword is there.
No.
It's totally the pen. Pen is the sword.
I would take a pen to a sword fight.
Mm-hmm.
Have a spoon.
Any day.
There is no spoon.
Oh, see, you have a trump card, spoon.
You can stab them in the eye
John, there
when
is
they
no
miss
spoon.
You. They swing, and then you stab them in the eye.
Yeah, that's how it should work.
There is no spoon.
Yeah.
But my pen has a light on it. Does that count?
No.
Like a blind one?
Probably. Yeah, there you go. Right in the camera.
Yes. I was kind of disappointed we didn't get to see the Fight Club like play out, and then get to see what the Fight Club did with Gordon in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So we only got to see them just assaulting Gordon with staplers and printers, toner, and
I have to say,
slinkies and paper clips.
We saw the Fight Club in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The two of them sort of...
Yeah, it was only 2 people, but the way it makes it seem like they all get released from these cages, it's like the deadliest game.
Yeah, but I feel like it's the applicants. So if there are 5 applicants, then 5 of them fight. If there are 2, then 2 of them fight.
Okay.
Those 2 also could have been just the last 2 standing.
That's true, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more interested on the audience that was watching them.
Yes. Yo, that was... Because the whole firm just sits there and watches.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You know, I feel like if there were more than 2 of those guys, though, there would have been... They probably would have found more bodies.
Yeah.
Right.
This is true, too.
Well, but he doesn't have them fight to the death. He has them do the last one standing.
Yeah.
So it's only been, what, did
That's
they
true.
say 4 in the last couple years?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But I assume there were a lot more that fought. So it's fight to the last man standing, but
Sometimes it gets
only
out of hand.
occasionally does someone die from it.
Yeah. I mean, and... man, Gordon handled himself swimmingly.
Oh, yes.
Can I just say?
Like
just
a
went-
Marine.
He just went into fucking Marine mode, and it was just over. I'm like, gentlemen, we have started something that we don't want to.
I mean, I want to say it was a good thing that Bullock stood up for him, and the chief, was able to get down there and whatnot. But
he was fine.
He was fine. Like, he only got distracted and took his eyes off them because the chief came running through the door.
Right.
So the way they made that seem like she saved him, and that's not the case at all. Gordon totally had it.
Like,
but she knew. She was like, she came in and she didn't do a thing, and Gordon was still like, thank you.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, sure. I didn't do nothing though.
Yeah.
Why?
But it was
I think it was more or less for him thanking her for even just showing up, showing support.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For them to care enough to come to his aid.
So on to me and Cleo's favorite character.
Oh no, don't do it.
I don't think any of us like her.
Because Gordon really did not expect them to come at all. So the fact that they showed up was enough for him. He was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Cleo's favorite character, Barbara.
I don't think any of us like her.
Tell me more about Barbara.
Even my mom was like, she's terrible. And I was like, yeah, she's like the worst. And
I don't understand it. Like, all last week and leading up to this, she's been like... all last week...
Barbara?
I can't even...
No.
Oh,
Fuck
what's
that
that?
bitch.
You can't talk to me for 5 seconds while you're working?
Yeah, but I mean, like, so...
I'm not gonna pick up. Fuck.
So this whole time, right, these last couple episodes, she's really been, like, pushing to get involved in his life. She wants to know more about what's going on. She gets kidnapped by this dude because she didn't listen to him. She came back for him when he told her not to. After all that, she still stays in Gotham, and then she calls him twice on his phone and he doesn't pick up, and that's what sets her off to leave? Like,
What?
Really?
She called him once!
She called him once and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm busy, I gotta go. And she's like, oh, okay. And then he's like, click. And she's like, I still had shit to say, you ass. It's like, no, fuck you.
She tried calling once earlier in the episode.
He has a job, literally a job that requires his attention, and you were sitting at home doing fucking nothing
Smoking
in
pot.
a leather dress. Like, what do you do with your life?
What, like,
Listen,
You
I
should
thought
not
I didn't have
understand.
any more energy to spend yelling at Barbara, but apparently I do.
You have so much energy.
she is the worst human being. Like, he must not be busy. He's a cop. Cops don't do much during the day.
It's nothing.
So-
It's an easy
Oh,
job.
you're busy? Fuck it. And then,
You came
and then
home
he's
late 2
he's-
days in a row. I'm leaving you.
and then he
What
calls
is
her
wrong
back.
with you?
The worst thing is he calls her back, and she's like, "Oh, fuck him." What the fuck? I'm leaving my own apartment. I'm
Yeah, that's
telling
right.
him.
That is her apartment.
Okay,
God.
bye. Like,
I can't.
I have nothing to
Sorry, bro.
contribute to this because this is too amazing.
Jim, just don't. You don't need her. You find yourself another nice lady named Barbara. For continuity's sake, and we move on.
Yeah.
This
Exactly.
one's not cutting it.
Hey, didn't I already call that last week? I said...
She might just meet another Barbara.
Yeah.
And the words coming out of my mom's mouth was like, Gordon deserves better. I'm like, I know, Mom.
Does.
You all know.
He's such a good man. He doesn't. Oh, Barbara.
I don't even. I don't understand her. Because, okay. There's something about Barbara that we as the audience don't know yet. And Gordon doesn't know it either.
I don't want to know it. She should
Reyes
get lost.
knows it.
She puts pencils in her anus. That's the problem.
It's just
That's why she walks around with, like, she's got a stick up her ass.
The
Yeah.
fact is, the more episodes that go on that we don't, that is not revealed, we care less and less. And when it actually gets revealed, it's like, oh, okay, I still want her to leave. No.
Well, she did leave, so maybe she won't come back.
John, I have 2 questions.
Well, she left last time and she came
I have 2
back.
questions, John.
Yeah, 2?
Are they
All right.
lead pencils, and are they sharpened?
Yes and yes.
Okay.
So she has lead poisoning, which explains all the nonsense, which is why she can't hold down a job.
So can we bind them all with a rubber band, shove the lead end into her ass, and then punch the erasers?
But the thing is, theoretically, she
But
has a
that's
job.
why she rarely sits as well. So my theory is actually adding up really nicely.
She
I think
runs
there's
an
something
art
here.
gallery, right? Isn't that her job?
Allegedly. I
When
don't
does
think
she actually go to work?
I've never seen
Where
her
do
at
you
work.
think she gets the pencils from?
Where do you think she gets the weed from?
I knew it.
I figured
Guys.
that what Gordon was picking off criminals, and she was just like taking it from the evidence box.
That's horrible.
You don't need this, right, honey? Actually, that's evidence. It's some good evidence, man.
So as you can tell, Barbara is clearly my favorite character.
Oh, of course, clearly.
Barbara. Love you. Mwah.
Barbara.
The only reason I like Barbara so much is because of what it does to this podcast. And that's not even a lie. That is why I like Barbara.
I want to go back and look at their first couple episodes we've done, because I'm pretty sure from at least the first or second episode, I'm like, Barbara's the worst, and everyone's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then, like, slowly you guys came over to my side, and we're all just like, Barbara's the worst! I'm like, thank you!
All I remember is in our very first episode when Mike was on it, he was talking about how flat of an ass Barbara had.
Yeah, and I was like, well, she's just the worst. Who cares about her ass? She is just the worst.
I like Barbara because of this podcast, and if it wasn't for this podcast, I'd probably hate her. But every time that I see her do something stupid, I get excited.
Just like,
No, we're just gonna yell about it.
Yes. Well, I think I turned to Nikki and I was like, I can't wait to hear Clio rant. And she goes, oh my god, Cleo's just gonna start bitching.
And listen, I just told my mom this not like 4 hours ago. I was like, I have no more emotions that I could give to the hate that I have for Barbara.
Apparently,
but clearly
you were wrong.
I was wrong because I'm yelling about her. So clearly I do still have the capacity to get angry about it.
Yeah. So switching gears from Barbara,
Sorry.
Bruce Wayne gets to go back to school, right?
Yeah. He's popular with the ladies, but not with the guys.
Yeah. Guys start bullying him like right off the bat, making fun of his mother.
One guy. One really douchey guy.
There's a couple of them in a circle. One was very prominent, but they were all like whispering.
Yeah, but the thing is, there was the one guy that was bullying.
Yeah. And his name was Tommy Elliott. Tommy Elliott in the comics is a child who befriends Bruce and later becomes the opposite of Bruce by killing his own parents by cutting the brake lines in their car.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense why he wants to know so much about their dead bodies.
Yeah, he inherits...
Like, wasn't it awesome?
He inherits their fortune and eventually becomes the villain Hush, who teams up with the Riddler.
Oh yeah. Hush is an amazing comic.
Yeah.
Go read it. It's so good.
Yeah, so I'm really hoping we get to see more out of Tommy.
I thought I knew a lot about Batman.
Because what you know about Batman is limited to the movies.
It's limited to Batman.
No, it's not.
And the animated series.
what I know about Batman comes from the animated series in the 90s.
Right.
That is
Yeah.
everything I know about Batman.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's still a decent amount, but that's still only scratching
It's
the
still
surface.
pretty limited.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know all the movies too, so I have all that information, but that is secondary. The primary knowledge I have in my head of Batman is the animated series. That's what stuck to me as a kid, and that's what's never left me.
Right. But for this whole thing, like, Bruce wants to, like, he's feeling very hurt, you know, he's outraged that these kids are gonna, like, talk shit about his mother, right? So he takes it upon himself to get mad and show his rage by slapping the bully in the face.
Slapping.
I mean, at first, I thought it was gonna be like a bratty kid. At first, where it's like talks a lot of shit, and then you hit him, and he just falls on the floor. I was like, and when he just stood there, I was like, oh no.
Oh no, Bruce.
Bruce, your poor little fingers. But what was more surprising is when Alfred picked him up at school. And Alfred was like, you know what? We're going to take care of this.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you want to go beat the shit out of a 12-year-old? Yeah.
Here's a watch. Hold this on your knuckles and punch him really hard.
It wasn't just any watch, it was his father's watch.
Mm-hmm.
Here, beat him to death
You
with
talk
his
shit
heirloom.
about your mother, beat him up with your father's watch.
That'll learn him. That's good parenting, Alfred. Very well done.
Good job.
I mean, it kind of is.
Oh,
Yes and no.
no,
It just,
not really.
I just like that it's showing us that Alfred's definitely not perfect, and like maybe we'll get some Alfred backstory and
Yeah.
stuff.
I mean,
That would be really
the
cool.
watch was a little excessive, but I 100% agree with Alfred that you should handle this and you should take it, because if you don't and you just run home and you cry about it and you tell your mommy and daddy and they call up the school and they get him
Parents are dead.
expelled,
Can't do that.
then you're just known as like this little shit rat kid, and you're just gonna get picked on and beat up in school even more. But if you
that's
go
the
up to
thing.
the bully and you sock him and knock him out, you're gonna get a reputation that no one's gonna mess with you anymore.
But that's the thing,
Oh, yeah.
because
Yeah,
Bruce
well.
didn't want anyone to know about this. He
Right.
went to Alfred and he was like, don't tell anyone at the school about this, and he runs over to the car. It's
Right.
like Bruce clearly didn't want anyone to know that
Right.
he got beat up.
Yep. No, I know. But it's gonna keep... Alfred knows at this point it's gonna continue on unless he does something about it. So...
Yeah. And I think Tommy, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
He was the only problem that Bruce is going to come across because, as you read, I mean, it's from the comics, but I'm thinking they're probably going to go the same route. Tommy and Bruce are going to become friends so that, you know, he's going to have that backup and people aren't going to mess with him anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know if after he punched him so that he bled, that Tommy's gonna be his friend.
The thing is, when I first saw that scene, I saw the blood on his lips in a certain pattern, and he was holding the side of his lip, like, oh god. I was thinking he was, like, cut like this, and I'm like...
Mm-hmm.
No, he just punched him so hard in the cheek that the inside of he hurt his teeth,
Yeah.
It is,
so that his cheek was bleeding on the inside.
I was hoping.
You want to know how I got these scars?
You punched me, you little shit. Now Hush is his own pack of fucking psycho.
Yeah.
He's great. He's got, bandaged up head.
He's basically the anti-Bruce.
He really is, yeah. He's really cool. And seriously, for the who are watching, read Hush if you haven't. It's one of my favorites.
It is excellent. We get to see a little bit of Fish Mooney and the Penguin having a nice civil discussion that involved nothing to do with stabbing him in the hand.
That was
Nice, sweet.
insane. Listen, I loved that. She just stabbed him in the hand. And he was like, I got this!
He's like, thank you, Miss Mooney!
We'll have another sir.
His mom, though.
Yeah,
His
Oh,
mom.
his mom just keeps getting creepier.
she's
I know.
such a creep.
Now, after pulling this out of his hand, he goes and delivers it to his mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like...
It's a nice
Like,
gesture.
here, Mom. This failed as a peace offering to Fish, but you'll love it.
Yeah. She's like,
I
who
was
hurt
dancer
you?
once. I dance under the corpses, yeah.
I was the best dancer, but that bitch had big tits.
Fuck that bitch.
It was like that was literally the conversation.
That was literally
It's
what
only
happened.
different.
I don't know what the fuck that had to do with anything, but thank you, Mom.
I don't know.
Cobblepot. Your enlightening wisdom.
But then we saw Fish and Liza having a discussion, like, about the poison or whatever it is that she's pouring into Falcone's drink. We never got to see Falcone actually drink it or take it, so we don't know if she gave it to him, if she poured it out. Like, we don't know that.
Yeah, and she gave Fish a, like, folded up piece of paper. So we don't actually know what's written on there, if it's actually the last 2 pages of the ledger like Fish asked for, or if it's just a forgery.
Well, was it a poison or was it just like a sleep aid?
It was a sleep aid.
Okay.
Whatever, yeah. But whatever, she said it was gonna be very dangerous, and it didn't seem like this dangerous mission at all, like, after the way they were talking about it.
Well, it was only dangerous if she got caught by Falcone's men.
Right. But then it gets to that point where she's pouring it in, and then we see nothing come out of it, so it kind of, like, took all that out, you know, that whole sense of danger out of it.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I
We
guess.
never saw him drink it. We never really, you know.
Literally just watched her pour it into a cup. That was it.
Yeah.
Maybe
left to assume.
We're left to assume, but like maybe it did, you know, work. I mean, it was supposed to be the full vial, but she only got what, like quarter of it in there. Maybe it didn't take, and she had to explain to Falcone what was going on, and he kind of was like, "All right."
Yeah, if that's the case, then Fish is doubly screwed because Penguin is feeding Falcone information, and then so is Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, Fish doesn't really have much of a leg to stand on, as much as she thinks she does.
Yeah,
all
that's the problem.
flippers.
She thinks she does. She doesn't know.
It's all flippers.
She's just like... It's terrible.
Now all I picture is Flipper jumping out of the water. I can't even do a dolphin. My voice is shot. There you go.
Don't
Right when I was drinking. Thank you.
Good.
I enjoy doing dolphin noises, so if you need a dolphin noise done, I will do it.
Which, side tangent, I don't want to talk about what it's in reference to, but if you caught The Talking Dead, hashtag dolphin smooth.
I don't
So,
want to talk
I
about
missed
it.
the Talking Dead this week.
okay, so yeah.
I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, and then Fish, when she was talking to Liza, she apparently, and I want to say apparently because I don't know for sure, but straight up lied to Liza about her mother.
Yeah.
She said her mother died to Falcone's men, but it almost seemed like that was her mother that was performing.
Oh, it was.
I'm about 80% sure that was her mother on stage.
Yeah. Because she wasn't that great of a singer, so if it wasn't her mother, she would probably have had her killed.
And then they had like that really
applauded if, you know, that wasn't her mother.
They had that really awkward moment there at the end too. I don't like.
Yeah.
She's like,
Or Mama Pap.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You did good.
So why is Fish lying at this point about her mother, especially to Liza, who is not really invested
to
into
motivate
it.
her.
What's her name?
What was that?
Probably to manipulate what's her name.
Yeah, I mean,
Give her a reason why she's so hell-bent against Falcone.
yeah,
To show that it's more than power, but really I think it's just power.
And it really is just power.
it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know.
I don't really see a reason to cover it up to her. If it was to anyone else, yeah, but she's like nobody right now.
She saw weakness in Liza. You know, Liza's obviously falling for Falcone in some way or like one form or another, and Fish doesn't want that. She wants Liza to, you know, keep on with Fish's plan. So she wants her to stay strong.
I mean, she's even kind of keeping Liza as like a mother-daughter kind of relationship going, and maybe she wants her to feel like that strong of a connection, and can't really have it with her mother in the picture, and maybe she's just keeping her mother quiet to everybody, you know, because she doesn't want her mother getting involved in all this.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Charming.
It's weird.
It was lovely.
That whole thing is weird.
Yeah, it's kind
I
of.
personally don't think it's fooling Falcone. I think Falcone sees right through her.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well,
I
that's
think-
why he hasn't taken her to bed as Fish wanted. He's just making her do chores.
Which it makes me feel weird coming from Fish because like Fish is like go seduce him or whatever, but she taught
Go sex him up.
But she taught her all the things that would make her like Falcone's mother. So it's like,
Yeah.
did you really expect him to sleep with his mother? I don't.
This
I
is
mean-
Gotham, maybe.
Oh.
I mean, I don't. Fish, as great as she is, she's not very good at planning things, from what I can tell.
No, she's not very strategic at all.
She's not. I
She's
mean,
no penguin.
No,
she's
I mean,
no penguin. That's for sure.
Well, the Penguin learned after a lot of mistakes. I think Fish has yet to make those kinds of fatal mistakes yet.
She's too brash, I think.
Well, I
She
think
just-
at least worming her way into Falcone's operation in the first place, she was careful and she did everything right. And she's in a position where she can be brash, but she doesn't know how to do it.
It seems like she relies on people too much, whereas like Penguin is not afraid to get his hands dirty.
Nope.
No. And is not afraid to just kick people to the curb.
So a betrayal
kill them.
on her part, like one of her men betrays her, or she loses a man like she did tonight. She lost the Penguin's replacement.
Yeah.
Penguin took him out, kind of as a you stabbed me, whatever. Now I'm taking your guy out. But like that leaves her very vulnerable, and she almost has to start over every time. Puts too many eggs in one basket.
She really does, yeah.
Penguin
Should
just
start
relies
having
on
more-
himself.
She's
Mama
still having
hen.
more closed-door conversations without her
I think
aid.
the problem is that she assumes she has a few legs up when actually there's a lot of information she doesn't have because people are working behind her back.
Yep.
Mhm.
But, I mean, you look at Gotham and you expect that, so.
It's true.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah, but I feel
actually
like she's worked for years to get to her position, and she thinks that at this point in her career, there's nobody working behind her back,
Yeah. There's actually a really funny parody video going around this week. And it was like, oh, do you enjoy Gotham? How about Gotham Begins? And it's like it's like the origin of like when Jim Gordon was just like a regular guy at a job and he was looking to join the police force, and he's like, oh, what are you doing? And there's a police guy writing a ticket. I am writing a ticket. I am an officer of the law. And then you see him go, an officer. And then it like zooms into like his name tag and it says Jim Gordon. And it's like, and if you don't enjoy that, you will enjoy this. And it's like, Gotham Begins Origins. And then it shows like Thomas and Martha Wayne in a hospital. And they're like, Thomas Wayne's got like a cut on his hand or something, and he's like in the hospital for something, and then it shows a lady in a wheelchair going, and she turns around, like looks right into the camera and goes, Jim Gordon would be a good name for my baby. And then it starts going like, here's all the like super obvious, like, do you enjoy the obvious things in Gotham? And like, because we pointed out like how some stuff is just like over the top, like, what was it, last week we were joking about Harvey Dent, like, here, check out my coin collection, let me polish it up for you. This went overboard with that, and it
This really sounds like our friend Nick Rico's drawings about the
Scooby doesn't.
Scooby and the gang.
Scooby don't.
and it went like even
It
further.
really sounds like that.
Like it went before Gotham Begins Origins, the beginning was like the final name of like the last one that they showed, and it showed two cowboys in the Wild West like plotting land, and then one like whips around, he goes, how about we call this Gotham? And the camera just like cut. I was like, this is amazing. I would watch all of those. But go check it out because it's extremely funny. There's cameos from like Victor Freeze and different things that they threw in there, and two police officers like making a joke, and he like tells a riddle or something, and he goes, oh, what a joker, and he like looks into the camera, and then he goes, it wasn't a joke, it was more of a riddle. and it was.
There's so much cheese on that cheese. I'm gonna be constipated for weeks.
She's on cheese.
It was amazing. So go check it out. Go find it. I don't remember what it was called, but I'm sure if you typed in like Gotham Begins, you'll find it. But it was great. Anyway, next week the episode is called Harvey Dent. What do you guys think? We're gonna see Two-Face?
We're gonna see Harvey Dent.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna see a coin that has 2 heads on it.
We are.
We are.
Flip,
Yeah.
flip, flip, flip.
Selena leads a new friend on a dangerous journey through Gotham to evade the assassins on her trail. Following a misstep, Gordon is reassigned to duty at Arkham Asylum. So yeah, we forgot to mention that Selena was in this episode, but she was very, very minor role. She
steals some furs and then they take her in, and that's literally it. She's in like 2 seconds.
I mean, other than the doll maker, who the hell would want to assassinate Selena Kyle? It's not like she's done, she's stole some. That's about it.
She claims that she knows the face of the Wayne killer.
Yeah.
But she only told Gordon that, right?
But the
maybe? I don't know if it was filed in her police report.
The police are corrupt. So if it's in the police report, if it was on camera, if they heard, if they recorded that interview session, then the whole police force has access to it. And the whole police force is corrupt.
I know the preview scene that I watched with it was like a little kid that was like a school dropout or like something youth troublemaker, and you see Harvey Dent like flip a coin, and he goes, "What do you want, heads or tails?" And he flips it. He goes, the kid goes heads, and he looks at it, he goes heads. All right, you win. He goes, "You're not going to jail this time, but next time be careful." And then you see Gordon going, "So you just leave this up to a coin toss?" And he goes, "No, it's a two-sided coin." He goes, "I don't know what it is about teenagers. 90% of the time they pick heads." So, I don't know.
Most of the time they choose heads.
Yeah.
And Jim's like, "Oh my god, besties."
I was the kid who always chose tails because I knew everyone else chose heads.
Me too. Tails are better than heads.
You'd be in jail right now. I mean, what do you...
I would, yes.
All right, real quick. Clio, heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails.
Boom, tails. Omi, heads or tails?
Tails. Loser.
Tails.
Oh, I win!
John, heads or tails? Oh god.
Heads.
Heads. This is ridiculous.
Statistics.
I'm gonna go heads. I'm gonna go heads.
Tails.
Fuck you.
Tom loses.
Damn it.
I just got assassinated.
Damn you, statistics.
So, on that note, now that I've been now that I've been assassinated, we must end the show.
Yes.
Nice.
Clio, where can the people find you?
Buy me a Clio Moto. Go look me up and shit.
Everywheres. Even Tinder.
Not Tinder.
It's going down.
If you find a Clio Moto on Tinder, it's not me. It's all fake.
You can find Omikins down below.
Yeah, the Lady Venom 24 and stuff.
Also on Tinder.
No,
Tinder.
Definitely not on Tinder.
I am actually Gordon Fan 69 on Tinder.
Oh. And I'm Barbara Fan 69 on Tinder. John, where can the people find you?
On the Twitter at that thing.
This
is over there.
That one.
I'm tweeting a dick pic. You ready? It's happening right now.
I'm ready.
There. It's done. This possibly has the best last name of any human being named Dick ever.
Oh god. Can't wait to check it out. So go down there, no more on Twitter, go check out his dick pic. Can't believe that that's just like a normal thing.
I love that sentence happens.
Yeah. Go check out his dick pic. It's just a normal
check out
thing.
John's dick pic.
Go check it out.
Let's look here. Let's see.
And for the love of God, someone look up this fucking song.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon. PHENOMEDOM. You can also find us.
His last name, oh my fucking god! What the hell is this? It's not real! It's not real. Come on, it's not real.
It's a football player.
What?
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 Stay tuned.
I'm gonna have to look at this thing in a second. You can find us all on Twitter, Facebook, G+, Gmail, MySpace, and right here on YouTube /ASO TV podcast. Do some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows.
Stay tuned for Barbara.
Barbara.
Oh God, Dick Butkus.
Maybe his middle name is Barbara.
Of the Bears.
Duh, Bears. Cleo, who's more annoying, me or Barbara?
Barbara.
Damn it. I have to step my game up.
Yeah.
Because it's all about that bass.
No trouble.